Okay, here's a thought. What if I told you a huge, like $112 million lottery win wasn't just luck, but that someone actually deliberately imagined it into happening?
Right. It sounds almost too good to be true, doesn't it? Like pure fantasy.
Exactly.
Yet this specific story, it isn't really about random chance. It's a pretty powerful look at these principles we often call manifestation or the law of attraction.
Or the law of assumption, maybe?
Or law of assumption, yeah, that's probably a more accurate term some use.
Yeah.
And look, these aren't exactly new ideas. They've been explored for, well, generations.
And today, in this deep dive, we want to go beyond just the theory. We're digging into that amazing real-life story of the lottery win, and then we'll break down a really specific technique, something you could potentially use.
Something practical.
Yeah, practical, whether you're aiming for, success, more money, that dream job, whatever your big goals are.
Right. Our aim here is really to unpack what's involved. What did it actually take for someone to create such a, dramatic result?
And what can you learn from it for your own life?
Exactly. What can you apply? So yeah, let's really dive into this. It's fascinating stuff.
Okay, let's kick off with Cynthia Stafford. This is where it gets really interesting. So back around 2004, she makes this incredibly firm decision.
A decision.
Yeah, she wasn't just going to play the lottery. She was going to consciously win it. And she picked a number, $112 million.
A very specific number.
Very specific. And then fast forward 3 years to 2007, she wins. Exactly that amount, $112 million in the California State Lottery.
Wow, 3 years later. And the crucial thing here, she insists, is that this wasn't luck.
Right.
She puts it down entirely to her consistent conscious use of certain inner techniques.
And her motivation, that seems really key too.
Oh, absolutely. It wasn't just, I want to be rich. Her deepest reason, it came from a place of love.
Love. How so?
She needed the money, the financial means, to get custody of some children in her extended family and give them a stable home after a really tough situation.
Okay. That feels completely different from someone just wanting money to, say, quit a job they hate.
It really does. There's this underlying idea, we reap what we sow. If your main drive is escaping something bad, like fear or lack, you might unintentionally just create more situations that feel like scarcity or being trapped.
So the energy behind it matters.
The energy matters, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you're constantly pushing away from your current life, that energy can sort of keep it stuck to you. It might even be, more effective sometimes to focus on manifesting a better job rather than needing millions just to escape the one you have now.
Especially if you're starting from feeling really stuck or unhappy.
Exactly. But Cynthia's motivation, it felt expansive. It was about providing nurturing, a very different energy.
And she didn't just wish for it. Her story really hammers home the idea of persistence, doesn't it?
Oh, completely. Getting something huge like $112 million or, building a major career, it usually doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
It often takes real, sustained inner work. Could be months, could be years.
She trained like an athlete, you said.
She did, yeah. She compared her daily practice over those 3 years to how an Olympic athlete trains. Total dedication.
Daily focus. For 3 years.
Relentless focus on staying in a particular inner state, what Neville Goddard called the state of the wish fulfilled.
The wish fulfilled, meaning?
Meaning constantly cultivating the feeling, the inner knowing that she already had the money. Living from that end result inside herself, even before it showed up outside.
Wow.
Yeah.
That level of daily inner dedication, that sounds intense.
It was absolutely critical to her success, according to her.
So what did this Olympic training actually look like? What was she doing every day?
Well, she used a mix of techniques, things that align with what teachers like Joseph Murphy and especially Neville Goddard's work talk about. Foundational stuff, really.
Like what?
Okay, so first she was super specific. She wrote down the exact amount, $112 million. Nailed it down.
Got it. Written down.
Then she used a vision board. Looked at it every day, trying to make that future goal feel real now.
Visual reminders. Makes sense.
Used affirmations too, repeating positive statements to shift her thinking.
Okay.
And here's a big one. Deep visualization. Every single day, she'd imagine, really vividly, holding that specific check, the $112 million one.
Not just seeing it, though.
No, not just seeing it. That's key. She focused intensely on feeling it, feeling the emotion, the absolute joy, the relief, the security of having that money.
The feeling was the target.
Absolutely. And maybe the deepest part. She worked on becoming the person who's a winner. She was creating and stepping into the identity of someone who had already won millions.
So the techniques helped, But the real goal was the feeling and the shift in who she felt she was internally.
You got it. It's all about impressing that desired state onto your subconscious mind. That's the part of you that operates on feeling, on what it accepts as true.
Right.
And while different techniques can get you there, the ones that work best are the ones you actually do consistently and that really click for you.
Faith seems like it was huge for her, too. You mentioned her background.
Oh, massively important.
Yeah.
She had this incredibly strong, unwavering belief she would win. It wasn't maybe, it was when.
That's strong.
So strong that she started interviewing financial advisors before she won. She was preparing for the reality she felt was coming.
Wow. Okay, that's conviction.
Yeah. She even mentioned a Bible quote that inspired her about faith, like a mustard seed moving mountains. Now look, the universal laws here, they work whether you believe in them or not, right? Gravity works regardless.
True.
But having that strong faith is like putting rocket fuel on your intention. And maybe even more importantly, it helps you stick with it.
Fuels the persistence.
Exactly.
Right.
When she played and didn't win, her reaction wasn't, oh no, it's not working. It was more like, okay, maybe not this time, but it is happening.
Maintaining that certainty for 3 years.
That's pretty remarkable.
How did she keep that up, keep the doubt away for so long?
Well, she was very conscious about what she fed her mind. She made it a practice to constantly read books on manifestation, the subconscious mind, like those works by Joseph Murphy, Neville Goddard. Foundational stuff.
So constantly reinforcing the ideas.
Yes. Keeping that positive, supportive information flowing in. It helps fight off doubt, keeps the faith strong, keeps you anchored in that feeling you want. It's like managing your mental diet, you know?
Curating your mental diet. I like that. Okay, so we've got these principles, persistence, faith. Let's zoom in on one specific technique you mentioned from Neville Goddard, the congratulations technique. Sounds intriguing.
It is. And it's surprisingly simple, but really powerful. It taps right into that core idea, the feeling of the wish fulfilled.
How does it do that?
Instead of trying to force yourself to feel rich or successful out of the blue, which can be hard,
Yeah, I can see that.
it uses a natural human experience. It focuses on the feeling you get when someone congratulates you because you've already achieved your goal.
Ah, okay, so it uses the proof, almost.
Exactly. Think about it. When someone you know, someone you care about, genuinely says, congratulations, you did it. How do you feel?
You feel great, proud, happy, relieved, grateful.
All those positive emotions. This technique harnesses those feelings. It works because you're assuming the goal is done, finished, accomplished.
You're not wishing anymore.
Nope. You're experiencing the celebration after it's done. You're living from the end.
Okay, I see the logic. So how do you actually do the technique? What are the steps?
All right, it's pretty straightforward. First step. Get really clear on your desire. Be specific. What exactly is it? A promotion to senior manager at XYZ Corp, saving $10,000. Running a 5K in under 30 minutes. Make it concrete, something you can really picture. And importantly, make it feel believable to you.
Believable. Okay, step 1, clarity.
Step 2, choose someone, or maybe a couple of people, someone you know who would naturally, genuinely be happy for you and congratulate you on achieving this specific thing. A friend, your partner, a mentor.
Someone whose congratulations would feel real.
Perfect. Step 3, relax.
Yeah.
Get into that state Neville talked about. Kind of drowsy, almost asleep. That SATS state akin to sleep. Your conscious mind chills out. Your subconscious is more open. Deep breathing helps.
Meditative state. Got it.
Step 4. This is the main event. Create a short, vivid scene in your mind. See that person you chose. Hear their voice clearly saying, congratulations, that's fantastic news. Maybe they shook your hand, maybe they hug you. Feel that connection.
Engage the senses.
All of them, if you can. But most importantly, feel it. Feel their genuine happiness for you and feel your own reaction. The joy, the relief, the, wow, I did it feeling. That's the imaginal act. Make it real inside.
Feel the feeling.
Feel the feelings. That's the engine. And step 5, repeat. Do this little scene daily, just before sleep is great or right when you wake up. Keep doing it, keep feeling it until it feels natural, normal, until the desire shows up in your world.
So you're practicing being the person who has already been congratulated.
Exactly. You are assuming it's done. That's the law of assumption in action. You impress this new reality emotionally onto your subconscious.
And the subconscious, that's the creative power.
As the builder, yeah. When it accepts this new state, this feeling, as your reality, it starts rearranging things out here in the 3D world to match what you've accepted inside. Plus, generating those good feelings helps push out doubt and fear.
So you impress the end result, feel it, And then let go of the how.
Let go of the how. That's crucial. Your job is the inner work, the feeling, the assumption. The subconscious takes care of the details, often in ways you wouldn't expect.
That sounds incredibly powerful and maybe more accessible than just trying to feel abundant.
It often is, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's based on a very natural human interaction, being congratulated. It feels less abstract. It anchors the achievement through someone else's validation, and you're seen. Makes it feel more solid.
So tips for making it work: be specific.
Be specific. Be consistent. Daily practice is key. Really feel the emotion. Don't just go through the motions.
Right.
And you can even be flexible. Maybe one day you imagine your friend congratulating you, another day your boss. Whoever feels most real for that goal. And stay open to how it shows up.
Got it. Can you give a couple more quick examples, like for different things?
Sure. Say you want to lose weight. Imagine your doctor or a friend saying, "Wow, congratulations, you look fantastic. You hit your goal." Feel their admiration. Feel your pride.
Okay. Health goal.
Or maybe a business owner wants a successful product launch. They could imagine a key client calling saying, "Congratulations, that launch was a huge success. We're thrilled." Feel the relief, the validation.
Business success.
Getting into a specific school. Imagine your parent or guidance counselor saying, "Congratulations, you got accepted." Feel that excitement. Passing an exam. Imagine your teacher giving you the grade and saying, "Congratulations, excellent work." It works for anything where congratulations will be a natural result.
Anything, really. That makes it very versatile. You know, hearing about this and Cynthia's story, if these ideas are sparking something for you listening, maybe making you think about your own goals, why not take a second and hit the like button?
Yeah, that helps us know we're on the right track with this kind of content. And hey, maybe even think about one small thing you'd like to achieve. Could you try the congratulations technique on it this week?
Good challenge.
Maybe even drop a comment. You don't have to be specific, just saying, "I'm trying the technique for a career goal or health goal."
Yeah.
Sometimes just putting it out there helps solidify it for yourself.
Definitely. Okay, so we've got this amazing success story, powerful techniques, but let's circle back to Cynthia Stafford for one more really crucial point, something that happened after the big win.
Right, this is important. Despite manifesting this huge amount of money, there were reports later that she ran into financial difficulties. Had to kind of rebuild.
Which seems counterintuitive, right? If you can manifest millions.
It does, until you bring in another core Neville Goddard principle. Your reality reflects your self-concept. Or, as within, so without.
Self-concept, meaning?
Well, Cynthia clearly succeeded in impressing her subconscious with the idea that she was a lucky lottery winner. She nailed that specific state.
Okay.
But it's possible she hadn't fully integrated the deeper self-concept of someone who is inherently wealthy, someone who is skilled at managing large sums of money long-term, or feels fundamentally secure financially, regardless of the source.
So winning it is one thing, but being wealthy and keeping it might require a different underlying belief about yourself.
That's exactly the idea. Think of it like weeds in a garden. Using techniques like visualization or affirmations, it's like mowing the lawn. Looks great on the surface.
Temporarily clear.
Right. But if you have deep-rooted negative beliefs, maybe about not deserving wealth, or that money is hard to keep, or that you're not good with it, beliefs often picked up way back.
Those are the roots.
The weeds just grow back. The weeds just grow back. Mowing helps, but unless you pull out the roots, the old pattern keeps trying to reassert itself. If your subconscious still has an old story running about lack or losing money, it can clash with the new story you're trying to impress.
And that clash cancels things out, like treading water.
Pretty much.
Oh.
It's like trying to drive with one foot on the gas and one on the brake. You might inch forward, but the underlying negative beliefs pull you back. That's often why people struggle to make changes stick, even if they have some initial success.
So sometimes you need to do deeper work.
Sometimes, yeah. You need to go in and really address those root-limiting beliefs about who you fundamentally believe you are in relation to money, success, health, whatever it is you desire. Cynthia's later situation suggests that while she mastered getting the win, maybe the deeper identity work around being a long-term steward of wealth wasn't fully complete then.
So the techniques are powerful for impressing new states.
Absolutely. Tools in the toolbox.
But they work best when you also pay attention to and maybe work on your core self-concept, who you believe yourself to be.
That's really the heart of it. The most profound application of these principles isn't just about getting stuff. It's about understanding that your inner world, your deepest beliefs about yourself, that's the blueprint creating your outer world.
Yeah.
And you can consciously shape that blueprint.
Wow. Okay, this has been a really rich discussion. We looked at Cynthia Stafford's incredible story persistence, love-based motivation, $112 million.
A powerful example.
We broke down Neville Goddard's congratulations technique, a very practical way to feel the wish fulfilled.
Something you can try today.
And we landed on this crucial idea of self-concept, that maybe the deepest work is not just manifesting things, but becoming the person for whom those things are natural.
Exactly. These principles give you a framework, tools to become a more deliberate creator in your own life. Whatever your focus, finances, career, health, relationships.
Identify the desire, feel the feeling consistently.
And be willing to look at your underlying beliefs about yourself and what you truly believe is possible for you.
So here's a final thought for you to mull over this week. What if mastering this isn't just about techniques for getting things, but about consciously deciding and shaping who you are at your core? And take a moment to reflect. What deep-seated beliefs about yourself might be quietly shaping your current reality right now, maybe in ways you haven't fully realized?
That's a powerful question to sit with. And if exploring these kinds of questions and ideas was valuable for you today, we'd really appreciate it if you'd hit like on this deep dive.
And definitely subscribe to our channel. That way you won't miss our next exploration into fascinating concepts like these. Think about Cynthia's journey. Maybe give that congratulations technique a try.
And most importantly, start exploring that incredible inner world of your own beliefs and identity.
Thanks so much for joining us today.